Do you ever wonder how you could sound more natural while speaking English? Well, here's the secret: the more you talk about your own life, the easier it becomes. We all have our routines, our daily lives that follow a pattern, a rhythm that's familiar. And guess what? You can use these familiar routines to master English in a way that feels natural. Today, we're going to dive into one of the simplest yet most effective ways to practice English: talking about your daily routine. Not only is it something you already know well, but it's also the perfect way to practice real English, the kind of language that you can use with anyone, anytime. Why describing your day matters. Talking about your day isn't just about listing what you do. It's about forming full, meaningful sentences that reflect your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Describing your daily activities allows you to practice English in a way that mirrors how you would use it in real-life situations. Imagine explaining to someone what your typical morning looks like or how you spend your evening. These simple yet powerful statements help you practice the type of language you'll actually use when meeting new people, at work, or chatting with friends. This is real English, not the stiff textbook language you've been taught, but the kind that flows, the kind that will help you speak naturally. And here's the best part: you don't need to look for complex vocabulary or dive into complicated topics. When you talk about your day, you're simply describing what you already know. Whether it's your morning routine, your lunch break, or your evening wind down, you're practicing real, useful English that helps you build fluency. It's the language of daily life. By talking about your life, you'll develop a rhythm in your speech that feels effortless, engaging the audience. Now, imagine this scenario: you're meeting someone new, and they ask, "What did you do today?" This question might seem simple, but it's the perfect opportunity to showcase your English skills. If you've practiced talking about your day, you could go on and tell them everything, from when you woke up to what you ate for breakfast, to how your afternoon went, and finally, your evening routine. The beauty of this exercise is that you can start with the basics and build from there. Start with small details, like, "I woke up at 7:00 a.m., and then add layers as you become more comfortable. "I had a cup of coffee and checked my emails," or, "In the evening, I made dinner and watched a movie." Gradually, you'll find yourself speaking more naturally and effortlessly. And before you know it, you'll be using these sentences without even thinking about it. But here's where the magic happens. Speaking about your day in English helps you become more confident in your language abilities. It takes the pressure off having to memorize new vocabulary or memorize long lists of grammar rules. By simply sharing your daily experiences, you're immersing yourself in English, thinking in English, and responding more spontaneously. You see, the more you speak about something familiar, the more you begin to think and speak in that language without hesitation. Your mind no longer has to pause to search for the right words. Instead, it just flows. It's almost like muscle memory for speaking. The next time someone asks about your day, you'll confidently and naturally respond, knowing that you've already practiced this simple yet powerful skill. Talking about your day isn't just an exercise for beginners. It's something that even advanced learners can use to maintain fluency and confidence. It's the perfect foundation. And the beauty of it is that anyone can start right where they are, no matter their level of proficiency. You don't need to memorize a list of vocabulary words. Just start talking about what you know best, your own life. The more you do this, the more natural speaking English will feel. So, don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. Start today. And before long, you'll find that you're speaking English as naturally as you describe your daily routine. Morning routine practice with tips. The morning is an excellent time to practice speaking English, and there's a simple reason for that. It's part of your daily ritual. something that is already familiar to you. You don't need to search for topics to talk about or think about complex situations. Your morning routine is something you follow every day, and that's why it's a perfect starting point. When you talk about activities you already know well, like brushing your teeth or having breakfast, your brain doesn't have to work as hard to find the right words. This makes the process more natural, and as you practice, you'll slowly start to build confidence in your speaking abilities. So, how do we get started? The key is to start simple. Don't overwhelm yourself with long sentences or complex vocabulary right away. Begin with basic statements. For instance, start by saying, I wake up at 7 a.m. This is an easy and clear sentence, and it's a perfect way to start your English practice for the day. The focus should be on speaking slowly and clearly and without rushing. Once you're comfortable with saying that, move on to other simple actions. For example, I drink coffee, I eat toast, or I get dressed for work. These are activities most of us do every morning, and describing them in English helps you practice real, everyday language. As you continue, you can slowly add more details to your sentences. You could say, I wake up at 7:00 a.m. Then, I drink a cup of coffee and eat toast with butter. Or perhaps, after breakfast, I get dressed in comfortable clothes and head to the kitchen to make my coffee. The key here is to not rush. You might feel like you want to speak faster, but remember, speaking English is about clarity, not speed. Start with small phrases and build up gradually. As you become more comfortable, you'll naturally be able to describe your entire morning routine in English, and it will start feeling more and more natural each day. Take your time to describe the simple things, like how you feel in the morning. Maybe you can add, I feel tired when I wake up, or I feel energized after my cup of coffee. This adds more depth to your speaking, and it allows you to practice both vocabulary and sentence structures. You may even want to say, I stretch my arms after waking up, or I take a shower after breakfast. These are all small actions that are part of your daily life, and the more you practice, the easier it becomes to talk about them in English. By the time you've gone through your entire morning routine in English, you'll have practiced several sentences and improved your speaking confidence. It's amazing how talking about something as familiar as your morning can enhance your fluency over time. So, tomorrow morning, when you start your routine, try speaking about it in English. You might feel awkward at first, but it gets easier with practice. And remember, you don't have to speak perfectly. The goal is to speak regularly and consistently. Afternoon routine tips. Now, let's talk about the afternoon. For many people, the afternoon is the busiest part of the day. Whether you're working, studying, or just managing daily tasks, the afternoon is filled with activities that require your attention. But this also makes the afternoon the perfect time to practice your English. Why? Because, just like your morning, it's another part of your daily life that you're already familiar with. The more you describe your activities in English, the more comfortable you'll get using the language in real-life situations. Think about your afternoon activities. Do you check your emails? Answer phone calls? Have meetings? All of these activities offer opportunities to practice English. For example, you might say, after lunch, I check my emails, or I have a meeting at 2:00 p.m. These are simple everyday activities, and talking about them in English helps you use the language more naturally. Instead of simply saying, I work, or I study, go into more detail. I read emails and reply to important ones. I attend a Zoom meeting with my team, or I take a short break at 3 p.m. These simple additions allow you to practice longer sentences and use more specific vocabulary. If you're not working or studying, you can talk about how you spend your free time, such as in the afternoon. I like to go for a walk. Or I spend my free time reading books. It's also helpful to remember that the afternoon is a time when many of us are busy or engaged in productive tasks, which means it's a great opportunity to practice your English in real situations. You don't need to overthink it. Simply describe what you're doing in the moment. You might not realize it, but by practicing these tasks in English, you're reinforcing your speaking skills and building a deeper connection with the language. Now, think about how you could add more to your afternoon routine descriptions. If you're working, you might say, I work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. After that, I check my schedule and make plans for tomorrow. If you're studying, you might say, I read for 30 minutes, then review my notes for class. You're not only practicing basic vocabulary, but you're also learning to form longer, more detailed sentences that will be useful in conversations with colleagues, friends, or anyone you meet. And don't forget to take breaks. It's important to allow yourself moments to pause and recharge. And you can practice English during those breaks too. For example, at 3:00 p.m., I take a break. I have a cup of tea and relax for 15 minutes. These little phrases help you practice while keeping the language relevant to your life. Even during those quiet moments, you can talk about what you're doing. I like to drink coffee in the afternoon. Or, I take a short walk to refresh myself. These simple actions are part of everyday life, and they provide a great way to practice speaking and improve your fluency. Take advantage of your break times and find moments to speak. You can practice with a friend, a colleague, or even just with yourself. Describe your surroundings, what you're doing, and how you feel. This practice might feel unusual at first, but over time, it'll become second nature. When you're walking, doing errands, or cooking dinner, talk to yourself in English. Practice describing what you're doing in detail, and gradually you'll find yourself speaking more fluidly and confidently. In the afternoon, as you go through your daily tasks, practice describing them in English. Whether it's a work call or a coffee break, using English for these activities will help you become more comfortable with the language. And remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. If you keep practicing, you'll notice that your confidence grows. And soon, you'll be able to speak about your day with ease, in English. As you practice speaking English during your morning and afternoon routines, you're not just learning new words or sentences, you're reinforcing the habit of speaking. Over time, this practice will become second nature, and soon, you'll find yourself speaking English without even thinking about it. The key is consistency. The more you practice, the more confident and fluent you'll become. Keep talking about your daily life, and let it be your gateway to mastering English.